custody officers will work to make sure Pope Francis is safe during his visit. And our coverage of the Pope's visit continues on CBS This Morning. Norah O'Donnell is at the White House ahead of Francis's visit, and you can see a special report on CBS beginning at 8:45 Eastern this morning when Pope Francis arrives at the White House. This morning, Hillary Clinton's emails are once again overshadowing her presidential campaign. Don Champion is in Washington with the details. Don, good morning.
Good morning, Anne-Marie. The news comes just as Clinton made a major announcement about a key environmental and economic issue. According to Bloomberg News, federal investigators recovered personal and work-related emails thought to be deleted from Clinton's server. It is still unclear whether any of those recovered emails contained classified information. Now, there also appears to be a discrepancy over why and when the State Department first asked Clinton to turn over her emails. A spokesperson says the State Department first contacted Clinton last summer when members of Congress were seeking her emails on Benghazi. It was then that the State Department recognized it had access to relatively few email records from Clinton. But Clinton has maintained the request for her emails was part of a larger effort to obtain the emails of other secretaries. All of this comes as Clinton said she would not support the Keystone XL pipeline. She's siding with environmentalists who say the project is a threat to the planet's climate. Now, Senator Bernie Sanders, who is leading Clinton in some recent polls, has long opposed of the pipeline. And this morning, some Republicans say that Clinton is just now weighing in on the issue because her poll numbers are slipping. Anne-Marie.
Don Champion in Washington. Thank you, Don. Donald Trump's campaign kept him near his New York City home. He appeared on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert last night to defend his latest controversial comments. Brooke Silva Braga is here in New York with the interview. Brooke, good morning.
Oh, good morning, Anne-Marie. It was a no-brainer as far as late-night TV goes. Colbert, who used to play a blustery conservative, interviewing Trump, the GOP frontrunner who rarely pulls a punch. After welcoming Trump to the Ed Sullivan Theater, Colbert gently pushed him on immigration, and Trump defended his controversial stance for the first time, detailing the cost of a wall on the Mexican border, $5 to $7 billion, he said, and how he'd get Mexico to pay for it.
Almost $45 billion, trade deficit. Yeah. The wall, you're talking about $5 billion to $7 billion. It's something that actually is very easy to build. We can have a great and beautiful wall. It'll be up, it'll stop, we'll have our border, and guess what? Nobody comes in unless they have their papers.
Colbert also offered Trump a chance to finally close the book on one of his most controversial positions.
This is the last time you ever have to address this question if you hit the ball, okay?
Go ahead.
Big old, there's like sauce all over my hands. This meatball is so big, okay?
I want to hear this one.
Barack Obama, born in the United States. Go.
Let me just...
Was he? It's a meatball.
I know.
It's hanging out there. Just right there. Come on.
Trump said he doesn't talk about President Obama's birthplace anymore, but in 2011, he famously called on the president to release proof he was born in the United States. And the topic bubbled up again last week when a questioner at one of Trump's campaign events said President Obama is a Muslim and not American. Trump may not have answered the question on The Late Show, but he did talk about it with Scott Pelley for this week's edition of 60 Minutes.
We were with you in New Hampshire when that man stood up.
Yes.
And said, we have a problem in this country and it's Muslims. You let that pass, and I wonder what that tells us about you.
Well, he said much more than that. That was part of the statement. He then went on to say other things.
But the bigotry part.
Look, he said mostly about Obama. That whole question is about, I don't have to defend President Obama. He's not going to defend me. So whether you agree with the man or don't agree, and there were people in that audience, as you probably noticed, that did agree with him.
It was a testing moment for a man running for president.
I don't think so.
You never know when they're coming.
I don't think so.
But here you had a bigot.
That wasn't a testing
that you
moment.
could have slapped down.
You don't know that. I mean, he asked a question. You don't know that he was a bigot.
Trump went on to say he loves Muslim people, but that some are responsible for some of America's problems. Anne-Marie.
All right, Brooke Silva Braga in New York, thank you. Well, you can see all of Scott Pelley's interview with Donald Trump on the season premiere of 60 Minutes. It's this Sunday at 7, 6 Central right here on CBS. Some breaking news overnight. We've learned that legendary baseball player Yogi Berra has died. The Hall of Famer died of natural causes at his New Jersey home. Vanita Nair has a closer look at the Yankee great.
Yogi Berra had a way with words like few others.
I said it's not over until it's over.
They are known as Yogiisms, and they have been copied by millions, even presidents.
It isn't over till it's over.
We may be lost, but we're making good time.
When you come to a fork in the road, take it.
And while Berra's wit and wisdom brought smiles to many off the field, there was nothing comical about his Hall of Fame baseball career. Playing for the legendary New York Yankees, Berra was a key member of Bronx Bombers teams that won the World Series 10 times during his 19-year career.
But Yogi connects, and it's another homer.
Berra was known as a ferocious batter who would swing at and hit almost any pitch. He won the Most Valuable Player award 3 times and was a 15-time All-Star.
No earrings, no tattoos, no standing at home plate watching a ball. Just a great, unlikely superstar.
Unlike most star players, Berra became even more popular after his playing career. He used his arsenal of Yogiisms to sell products and make money.
You know, since this place started serving Miller Lite, nobody comes here anymore. It's too crowded.
He even helped New York City rebound after 9/11.
Who in the heck is this guy Philharmonic?
Yogi Berra was a rare combination of world-class athlete and lovable personality who just happened to leave an enduring mark on the English language. Vanita Nair, CBS News.
Yeah, he certainly did. President Obama has declared the massive wildfire in Northern California a major disaster, and that move releases federal money for recovery and cleanup. The fire, 90 miles north of San Francisco, has destroyed around 1,200 homes and killed at least 3 people. Coming up on the morning news, About Face. A controversial drug CEO changes course on a massive price hike for a life-saving drug. This is the CBS Morning News.
Hey, America, still not sure whether to stay or go on that business trip?